Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Bushcraft family here. Yep, it's another one of those videos, and everybody knows in their area what shortages are and whatnot, and the prices, inflation, and stuff like that. I'm just going to give you a somewhat of a rundown of the major shortages and stuff that are here and are coming, and kind of open eyes, I guess. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, the raids, the so-called war, and all that stuff. I know it's okay to talk about those things and what's going on with them and whatnot, but we need to not stop fixating on that stuff and fixate more on your preps and things. Water, make sure you have a way to filter the water and things like that. Um, Make sure you have ample ways to protect your family or your house and things like that. If you have animals, make sure you have um, stuff for your animals. I'm finding out right now that I'm having to change some of my food, and I'm doing this ahead of time to see I'm getting different types of food because I know eventually the food that I get for my cats, I know it seems weird, but they will be running out. And I've already started seeing it, only being able to get it in certain places and things like that. And that's the same thing as for our food and our supplies and stuff. We're going to start seeing these things happen to us. So you want to either have that stuff or have other means of getting it, be it different brands or whatnot. Uh, and again, like I said, there's so many distractions going on right now. Be it Ukraine, we're giving so much money and stuff over there and supplies, and it's just going right out the back door. Um, a lot of it's going being trafficked to other countries for whoever wants to give them the more money and whatnot. I'm not going to get into that, but you kind of get where that's going. But there's so much stuff that we need to be concentrating on right now. We don't need to know who is rating what. We already everybody already knows how corrupt our government is and stuff. It's gotten bad, to where they distracting with different things that they're passing and whatnot. You need to stop concentrating on the news and stuff and concentrating on getting your household in order before it's just too late. Groceries are going up. 51% of all groceries are going up. If the groceries are not going up, they're reducing the size of the product that you usually get, by 4 or 5 ounces, and then more than that, or the smaller packages are less quality of the items, uh, that you might think, whoa, the price is still cheap, or I'm getting a good deal on this, but you're not really. Um, Another 43% are just shortages that you just don't see as much now. People in the big cities, you might think, oh yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff on our shelves and stuff like that. But the people in the rural areas that have to go 20, 30, 40 miles to get to a store, they see the shortages first. And that's why I always try to explain to people that are in these big cities, oh, I've got all kinds of stuff. We got all this stuff on the shelves and stuff. Yeah, you do right now. Eventually, that's not going to be. Another big shortage right now is aluminum. Aluminum is a lot of it's going straight over to our friends in China. That was a joke, by the way. Um, Not where it's going, or that they're our friends. Semiconductors. We just had the wicked witch of the West over there, flying over there. It wasn't about no peace or anything like that. She was working a deal with her for her semiconductors and whatnot. It's another one of those decoy things to get your mind off of things. Who cares if she's going over to get shot down or what? That's her that's her thing. Keep your eye on the ball. A lot of this stuff is keep you sidetracked of what's really going on and things like that. But another thing is hygiene, materials and stuff. It sounds weird, but uh, female hygiene things, tampons. There is a major shortage, and they're saying that we will run out by the end of the year, completely run out. Um, you may think that's funny and all and whatnot, but yeah, that's just one thing of what's going on. Other items we have mustard, sriracha. I probably said that wrong, but a lot of stuff we can make ourselves, except for mustard. Mustard seeds are a major shortage now. The stuff that they make the mustard with. There's, like I said, other parts. It's starting with garage doors. You may think, well, big deal. I don't have a garage, or my garage door is fine. It's certain parts for the garage doors, the springs, the motors, and things like that. Same thing with bicycles. You may think that's not a big deal, but there's a lot of stuff involved in the bicycle that's shortages they can't get. It's like 6 to 8 months. Certain appliances that you have in your house, your refrigerator, your dishwasher, all that stuff. For that stuff is major shortages, and you might think, oh, that's not a big deal and whatnot. But eventually, that stuff will be a big deal. Say your hot water tank goes out, you have to wait 8 months to get a replacement. You'll think it's a big deal then. And it's these things that we're not paying attention to that we're finding shortages on. And motorcycle parts, you might think, oh, but I don't have a motorcycle, but it starts with the little things, little bicycle parts, tampons and things like that. But there's other stuff that product is made out of. You might think, oh, tampons are not a big deal, but the same stuff that they use to make gauze and things like that, that's a shortage. And it starts with one thing, and then it moves on over to the next thing. Like I said, the chips, the conductors, um, certain people in Congress, everybody knows who it is, that they're going to pass a law or a bill or whatever to make more stuff here at home and whatnot. And somebody invest in the government, invest in this stuff because they know they're going to pass it, and the value is going to go way up. Lumber, that's been an issue since the so-called sickness and everything. Um, it keeps fluctuating, going down. Um, the end of 2021, lumber prices were up by 375%. And they're saying in the fall here, it's going to either be very, very scarce, more than it already is, or you're just not, it's going to be too high. It's just going to be too high for you to build anything or not. Paper products is another one, and it's still the wood thing because we need wood to make the paper stuff. And toilet paper, paper towels, napkins, all that stuff has not um, come back since the big old toilet paper rush of 2020. I'm still using. I still have the same. I haven't not went out and got toilet paper since uh, that time. It's not that I don't use it as much or whatnot. It's because I already had some, and the price of it right now is so high. I don't want to go out and buy any. I still have a bunch. No, I was not one of the people that went out there and bought a shopping cart full of toilet paper during this time. Like I said, I already had it. And that's what prepping thing. That's that prepping business. Um, I would go out once a month and get certain stuff to put back, and one of it was toilet paper. I would stick it up on a shelf and store it somewhere in the house, and then yeah. And um, look at the baby formula. There were so many people, and this is horrible thinking about it, but there were so many mothers going to emergency rooms to feed their kids. Why? Because there was a shortage of baby formula. Um, and you might think it's a man-made thing and this and that. Um, People should have been prepared for this in the first place. There are other means to feed your child, things like that. I'm not going to go into it because I've covered different things. There's powdered milks, there's goat milk, there's all kinds of stuff and there's so many mothers that went to emergency rooms because they couldn't find baby formula, and their kids were starving because they didn't know how to do this, and that's one of the things we try to prepare for. Um, and you stop and think it's just one little thing that happened with the baby formula that set so many mothers off to go to where they couldn't feed their kids. What is the next thing? You kind of have to think of these things, medicine wise. Majority of our medicine comes from foreign countries and whatnot. That's all I'm going to say. And there's a shortage of that. I take medication, but I also have other things that I've been picking up, be it wild edibles, medicinals, and stuff like that, that I go out and try to stockpile up in case I don't have those things. You can go out and get 90 days of it, but 90 days is not that much if your country's on lockdown for 5 to 10 years. So you need to think of other things to replace the things that you're used to. Meat. What if there's no more meat? You need protein, that kind of stuff. What are you going to do to replace that? If you're out in the country, you can have chickens and stuff like that, meat rabbits and things like that. That you need to start thinking of stuff that you have in your house that you take for granted. Your electricity, things like that. Once you don't have electricity, how are you going to power things? A tree just fell on my garden and everything. Um, Took my power out and whatnot. People in the neighborhood were freaking out, this and that. All their food was going bad. And I'm sitting over here with my little generator, just putting along. It's because I prepared for this stuff. And a lot of this stuff that I've been getting over the years just in case. And the few $100s that I put on that that generator a few years ago saved me a lot of money. Right now, the money that I saved on that, uh, all my all my meat and stuff in the freezers. If I didn't have that generator, I would have had to replace that stuff. And a lot of stuff that I got in the freezer, I got a hell of a lot cheaper than it is now. So not only would I would saved all the money that I put in that meat then, the money that would have cost me to replace it. Um, and I'm glad. And I had the gas on hand. I didn't have to go to the gas station to go get more because I already had it. And that's what you need to start thinking about, is those little things that it just doesn't come to mind. Um, potatoes is another thing. That's a food thing. Potatoes. There used to be a potato shortage not long ago, and um, potatoes was a major way to feed families back then, and the potato famine. Now the thing that's causing the potato famine is fast food restaurants, and you'd be surprised. It's not because we're using so much potatoes for our French fries or McDonald's fries. It's other countries. We the shipping and stuff is so bad that they bought uh, airplanes to fly loads of potatoes to other countries so they can make French fries. Um, what is going on with this? And it's to make that money. And we had the cream cheese. And people think, oh well, and this is a really sad thing. Everybody thinks, oh, our gas is going down so much. It's so wonderful. It should never went up in the first place. There was no reason why it went up in the first place. Oh, Russia. That's bullcrap. We were still getting oil from Russia. We still are. They meet in the middle of the ocean somewhere and swap the oil from one oil tanker to the next and bring it back over here. It's all about that money and control. But like I said, guys, we need to start preparing for these things. Make sure you have your food and your water. Ways to cook your water. Yes, cook your water, because some of the water you're going to get out of your sinks and stuff is not going to be worth anything. And like I said last night on live, it is water that you from the sky is not clean enough to drink. You have to filter it, boil it, and all that stuff before you can drink it. And if you have no means of cooking that water, where are you going to get your water? You're going to dig a hole 200 feet down to find water? You need to start thinking of this stuff. Not think about it and then it comes and it's too late. By then, you're stuck on relying on the government. And we all know that the government doesn't give a rat's butt about you unless you have money. And right now, our blood storage in the United States is so depleted right now that if there's a natural disaster, we won't have enough to handle that. If there's some kind of attack on our country, there won't be enough blood to handle that. It's All I'm saying is we need to get out there and continue what you're doing. Don't slack off because, oh, the prices of gas is going down and things are looking better. Stop keep It's okay to talk about these things, the raids, the lawyers involved in it, the Ukraine war, the people flying to different countries are going to get shot down. It's okay to talk about those things, but don't keep your mind on that thing because it's not going to do any good. And if something does happen about that, what are you going to do about it? How can you control anything that happens about it? Um, can you stop? Can you stop United States right now sending billions of dollars over to Ukraine? Can you stop them from doing it and giving the money back to the United States? That it's our money, even though most of it's printed and made out of thin air and whatnot. But that's taxpayers' money, and it's your kids' taxpayers' money, and their kids, on and on and on. Um, keep your mind on the ball, protecting your family and feeding your family. That's the main things that you need to be concerned about. Concerned. It's okay to think about this other stuff that's going on and whatnot, but yeah, eye on the ball. That's all I'm going to put on it. And skills. Learn as many skills as you can. Until next time, God bless.